So I want to do a video of the shepherd and the sheep. Now, behind me, there is a whole bunch of sheep, and there's their shepherd out there. There's the horses, there's the sheepdogs, there's the South American uh, shepherd that's out there. They hire him every year to bring him here to herd sheep. So, if you're outside of that flock, say that flock right there, big old flock on the top of that hill right there, there's just tons of sheep. If you're outside of that flock and nighttime comes, where are you going to be? What's life going to be like for you? You might find three or four other, sheep to flock up with, but you're not going to ever feel secure. You're going to feel scared and lost because you're outside of that flock. The world's a dangerous place. But do you really want to be a sheep? This is what you got to tell yourself. Am I going to be a sheep and let the Lord be my shepherd? That's a huge, I'd say the pill, it's a huge pill to swallow for a lot of people because they're not ever going to admit they're just a sheep. And they run around, they want to be Christian, and they're saying, I'm a Christian, I'm a follower of Christ. But if Christ is the shepherd, when you're not in his flock, where are you? Where are you? This is kind of the hard pill for everybody to swallow. That wants to be a lone wolf, that wants to be uh, free and not have to answer to a shepherd or be pushed back into the flock, which I've witnessed several times today. The shepherd has had to, or the sheepdogs have had to push the sheep back into the flock. They got a fence line right there, and the sheep got to stay off the private property and on the forest property. Now, will the sheep overgraze that area? Yes, they're going to overgraze. They're going to graze it down too much. It's going to be a problem. The issue with that is there's soil erosion. There's all kinds of problems that come about due to overgrazing and bad management by a shepherd. And that's kind of the human experience too. When the shepherd is allowing their flock to overgraze, get greedy, to take and take and take and take without being moved and being herded back up into the flock and protected, then the sheep tend to do dangerous things to the landscape. The landscape being your life, your time here on earth, and what you could do while you're here. And I think that's where a lot of people have gone astray because they've allowed themselves to be misguided, follow the wrong shepherd, and in the end, they ended up with exactly what happens when you allow a flock that thinks that they're with a good shepherd to become greedy and to destroy the world they're in. And that's kind of a pretty no-brainer for a lot of us that's been outside the loop, that's been in the wilderness basically, to understand the difference between why churches have gotten so greedy, so powerfully rich, and their flock is deteriorating. There's massive drug use. Hopelessness has run rampant throughout the populations. And a lot of people have a shepherd, they believe. It's my shepherd's going to take care of me. He's going to get me in a safe place at night, watch me all night long, make sure nothing happens. Well, your shepherd isn't guiding you in your everyday task. He's allowing you to be greedy. He's allowing you to take and take and take without moving you so you don't do stupid stuff. People would say, well, it's free will. There's a lot of people that believe in their shepherd. They don't understand Christ is your shepherd. Christ is your shepherd. You have to act Christ-like. See, these horseflies are really bad because the sheep, this is what happens when you are a bad shepherd. You have a bad shepherd that's leading a flock. That's why I would never lead a flock as a shepherd, because I know truthfully who the shepherd is. The shepherd is Jesus Christ. The Lord is your shepherd. And that's what Christians have to understand. Mortal man is flawed, even those that claim to be a prophet. They're not a prophet. They're close. They're leading you. They're helping you. They have a lot of good. But when in the end, when the land's destroyed, when you've overgrazed your area, you've caused mass infestation of bugs, and what good was it? What good was it? You destroyed the land, your life, and what you was living. And so you was protected at night by a shepherd. But what was that shepherd's intentions? What was it to watch the flock until the flock decides that, hey, you're not my shepherd anymore? We were all bones in the graveyard. We all deteriorate. We're our fathers before them, our mothers before them. It's just like watching a repeat of a movie, going year to year, age to age, and seeing the people before us deteriorate and disappear. This is what we have to understand. We have to change things. We have to change the way things have been going with our forefathers. And the reason why many have left Christ, the real church. This is the last days, end of days, Latter-day Saints. This is what a Latter-day Saint does. Picks out the Captain Obvious, understands why people are so greedy, why life is so tyrannical, and why so many bad people, these satanic Satanists, have become so powerful. That's the reason why. We can't allow any of this in our lives. We can't allow rap music. We can't allow R&B, gangsterism, greedyism. All this stuff needs to be ejected from your life, or Christ is not your shepherd. What would Christ listen to? What would Christ, your shepherd, what would he do? That's what I have to ask everybody here. What would the Lord and Savior, how would he treat you when you stand before him and say, you're my Lord, you're my shepherd? And he looks at you, I don't know you. I don't know you. You've got to get this right. Aramaic is a huge part of your life. You have to learn the language and listen to the songs of Christ. Or call yourself whatever. Call yourself whatever. It doesn't matter. But the hand's extended to you. It's wide open. The arms are extended. Christ will take you in. But we've got to learn to be sheep. And we've got to know that the Lord is our Savior. He's our shepherd. We shall not want. Once we do this, we enter into a new understanding of life. I'm perfectly happy now. I do have my stresses, but I'm perfectly happy because my time is ticking down. It's just disappearing day by day. And I can't change any of this. You can't buy time back. But as we're giving gifts, where God's giving me gifts to tell me the truth about stuff, what the reality is of being a Christian is, it's an amazing feat. But I can share it with nobody, because those that I tell the truth to rarely listen to me. They're too set in their own ways. They never understand. And it's really, really sad, because salvation is obtainable, very obtainable. But you have to want to be inside of that flock. You have to want to be inside that flock. And you have to surrender to the Lord. That's what this is about, ladies and gentlemen. So, I beg all those that watch this, I beg you, if you want to try to check your own salvation, if you want to see where your salvation is, are you with the Lord? Is he your shepherd? Look at these biting flies. Would you rather be with the sheep, or would you rather be with the wolves? And if you're with the wolves, you'll get what a wolf deserves. You'll get what the wolves always deserve. It's loneliness and death. And once you fall, once you become weak, they'll tear you to pieces. They'll tear you to pieces. You'll be nothing but bones, and they'll eat you alive. So try to figure this out in your own life. Try to understand my words, because they won't be around forever. This will only be a temporary thing. This isn't going to be forever. The breath that comes out of each one of us is only going to last so long. And then it's silent. And then we go from there. So if this isn't the end of the world, this isn't the second coming of Christ, we have a chance, but we have to figure out how we're going to fix our belief and become the church of the last days. We're the real church. It ain't going to be by mansions, and it ain't going to be by having a giant Ford truck. It's going to be by surrendering and understanding you are a sheep. The Lord is your shepherd. You shall not want. You're going to be safe if you do this. Anyway, get bit by bugs, horribly bit. And without YouTube, I'm trying to download the YouTube because I do have a new Wi-Fi setup, and we're going to see if that makes a difference. See if we can actually download the YouTube. But as far as 45 Days Utah goes, I'm going to have a hard time keeping that going. We're going to go to the Peace Congregation. You guys, we've got to work on this. Avi, what are you doing? Avi, hey. And she'll cause issues as we speak. This is how things work. Like, she will sniff around, and while we're talking, the bugs will bite, and the trucks will drive by, and that's how every time you try to spread the truth and try to save people, this is how things go. It's very dangerous to get out the truth. But yeah, hey, look at the sheep. There's the flock. Huge, huge flock. Is that shepherd a good shepherd? Is that shepherd going to keep the ground from being destroyed by overgrazing, or is he going to let the greed of that flock that's so huge destroy the land? That is the truth on life. Now, if people don't understand that, they say, hey, wait a minute, how did you know that? Because once you're in that flock, you can see other shepherds. You can say, that's not a good idea what you're doing there, pard. Those sheep are being left. Some die, but they're definitely overgrazing the area, and it's going to be detrimental to their future because of the shepherd they're following. He's a bad shepherd. Coming to you from the mountain. Thanks for watching.